could you help me sound almost the same, right? But native speakers actually feel a tiny difference between them immediately. And honestly, this is one of those small English details that can suddenly make your speaking sound much more natural.
Exactly. A lot of learners know the grammar rule, but in real conversations, they still hesitate and think, wait, should I say can or could here?
Hi, everyone. I'm Nina.
And I'm Mon, and today we're talking about one of the most common but surprisingly confusing English topics can versus could in real conversations.
And if you've ever said something that sounded too direct without meaning to, this episode is honestly going to help a lot.
Definitely. Also, before we continue, quickly like the video, subscribe to English Chat Studio, and tell us in the comments, which one do you use more naturally? Can or could?
Right, because most learners use can for almost everything.
Which isn't wrong, by the way.
Exactly. But sometimes could sounds softer, more polite, more natural, especially in British-style English conversations. So let's start very simply. Can usually talks about ability or possibility in the present. For example, I can swim. She can drive. We can meet tomorrow.
Very straightforward. Very natural.
But could has a few different jobs. It can talk about past ability.
Like, when I was younger, I could run really fast.
Honestly, I always love that structure because it sounds smooth and natural.
Same. But here's where learners get confused. Native speakers also use could for polite requests.
Exactly. Listen to these two. Can you open the window? Could you open the window?
Grammatically, both are correct.
But emotionally, they feel different.
Could you sounds softer and more polite, especially with strangers, teachers, customers, or formal situations.
And this is something native speakers notice immediately, without even thinking about grammar.
Right. It's more about tone than rules.
Let's do a quick speaking challenge. Repeat after us naturally. Can you help me? Could you help me?
Notice how the second one sounds calmer and gentler.
Especially when speaking to someone you don't know very well.
Exactly. Now, here's another interesting thing. Could is also used when something is possible, but not certain.
Like, it could rain later. We could go to that cafe tomorrow.
That means maybe. It's possible.
While can often sounds more definite.
Exactly. And honestly, learners sometimes accidentally sound too confident because they use can everywhere.
Oh, definitely. For example, that can be true sounds a bit strange in many situations.
Native speakers would usually say, that could be true.
Because it sounds uncertain and natural.
Now, let's make this practical. Imagine you're at a coffee shop.
Okay.
Which sounds more polite? Can I get a coffee? Or could I get a coffee?
Definitely could I get a coffee?
Exactly. Especially in cafes, restaurants, hotels, airports, could sounds lovely and respectful.
And honestly, once learners start using these tiny natural differences, their English suddenly feels more fluent.
Completely agree. Before we move on, quick question for everyone watching. Which sentence sounds more natural to you? Can you send me the file? Or could you send me the file?
Write your answer in the comments because we genuinely love reading them.
And in the next part, we're going deeper into real-life situations where native speakers naturally choose can or could without even thinking about grammar.
And trust me, some of those situations are surprisingly different from what textbooks teach.
You know what's funny? Many English learners become nervous about grammar when native speakers are honestly just trying to sound natural and comfortable.
That's so true. Real English conversations are usually about feeling, tone, and situation, not perfect grammar formulas all the time.
Exactly. So in this part, let's explore real-life situations where can and could change the feeling of a conversation.
Imagine you're speaking to your close friend.
Okay.
You say, "Can you pass me my phone?"
Totally natural.
Very normal, very casual.
But now imagine you're speaking to your manager at work. Suddenly,
Could you send me that document when you have time? Sounds much better.
softer, more professional.
Exactly. Native speakers often use could to reduce pressure in formal situations.
And honestly, British English uses this a lot.
Oh, definitely. Even in shops. Could I have a bottle of water, please? Sounds more natural than can I have a bottle of water?
Though both are correct.
Right. This is important. Can is not rude. Sometimes learners panic and think they're being impolite.
But tone matters too. If you smile and speak warmly, can still sounds friendly.
Exactly. English is emotional communication, not just grammar.
I love that sentence.
It's true, though.
Now, let's talk about offers and suggestions, because this is another place where could appears naturally. For example, we could watch a film tonight. You could try this restaurant. Notice how relaxed that sounds.
It feels like a gentle suggestion, not a strong instruction.
Right. Compare these. You can try this restaurant. You could try this restaurant.
The second one sounds softer and more conversational.
Especially when giving advice.
Another thing learners often miss is pronunciation rhythm.
Yes, native speakers rarely stress these words heavily.
Exactly. They often sound like, could you help me? Instead of, could you help me?
That connected speech surprises learners a lot.
Especially in films and podcasts.
So let's do a little shadowing practice. Repeat naturally. Could you help me for a second? We could go later. Can you hear me? I could try again tomorrow.
Don't focus on perfection. Focus on rhythm.
That's such an important mindset.
Honestly, confidence improves faster when learners stop trying to sound perfect every second.
Completely agree. And here's a quick mini quiz for everyone watching.
Which sounds better in a hotel? Can I speak to the manager? Or could I speak to the manager?
Definitely the second one.
Exactly. Softer and more polite.
Okay, another one. Which sounds more natural between friends? Could you grab my bag? Or can you grab my bag?
Probably can because it's casual.
Brilliant.
And honestly, once you start noticing these small emotional differences, English conversations become much easier to understand.
Because native speakers choose words based on feeling all the time.
Exactly, not just grammar books.
Tell us in the comments, do you hear could more in films, cafes, or workplaces?
And in the next part, we'll show you common speaking mistakes learners make with can and could, including some that sound surprisingly unnatural to native ears.
One of the biggest mistakes English learners make is thinking could is simply the past version of can, and nothing more.
Yes, technically that's partly true, but real English is much more flexible than that.
Exactly. So let's go through some common mistakes that learners make naturally.
Mistake number 1, using can in every polite request.
For example, can you wait a moment, sir?
Not wrong.
But in formal situations, native speakers often prefer, could you wait a moment, please?
Especially in customer service, offices, airports, restaurants, or polite British conversations.
Mistake number 2, using could for present ability.
Oh yes, learners sometimes say, I could swim very well now.
Which sounds strange.
Because present ability usually uses can. I can swim very well now.
While could often talks about past ability. When I was 10, I could swim for hours.
Exactly.
Mistake number 3, confusing possibility with certainty. For example,
That can be his car sounds slightly unnatural in many situations.
native speakers usually say, that could be his car.
Because you're guessing, not confirming.
Right. Could often carries uncertainty.
Another funny mistake is overusing could with close friends.
Oh, definitely.
Imagine your best friend sitting beside you, and you say, could you possibly pass me the remote control?
That suddenly sounds very dramatic.
Almost royal.
Exactly. Sometimes simple, casual English sounds more natural.
That's why context matters so much.
Another useful trick. If you're unsure, ask yourself, Am I being casual, polite, uncertain, or talking about the past?
Brilliant memory trick, actually.
Casual or presentability? Usually can.
Past ability, polite requests, gentle suggestions, or uncertain possibility? Often could.
Let's practice naturally. Which one sounds correct? When I was younger, I can play piano.
Nope. When I was younger, I could play piano.
Good. Next one. Could you help me with this bag?
Perfectly natural.
Next. I can be late tomorrow because of traffic.
Slightly unnatural. I could be late tomorrow. Sounds more natural because it's possible, not certain.
Exactly.
Honestly, these tiny adjustments make English sound much more fluent.
And don't worry if this feels confusing at first.
Native speakers learned this naturally over years of listening and speaking.
So give yourself time.
Absolutely. Fluency grows through exposure and repetition.
Quick challenge for everyone watching. Write one sentence with can and one sentence with could in the comments.
We genuinely want to see your examples.
And in the final part, we're doing interactive speaking practice, so you can actually start using can and could more naturally in daily life.
And honestly, that's where everything suddenly starts feeling easier.
All right, let's finish today's episode with some relaxed speaking practice. Because understanding grammar is one thing, but actually using it naturally is completely different. Exactly. So wherever you are right now, try answering these naturally out loud. Ready? Situation 1. You're in a cafe and want to order politely. Which sounds better? Can I get a tea? Or could I get a tea? Both work, honestly. But could I get a tea sounds softer and slightly more polished. Lovely. Situation 2. You're speaking to your best friend at home. Which feels more natural? Could you open the door? Or can you open the door? Usually can, because it's relaxed and casual. Exactly. Situation 3. You're unsure about tomorrow's weather. Would you say, it can rain tomorrow? Or it could rain tomorrow? Definitely could, because it's a possibility. Brilliant. Now let's do a tiny conversation challenge. I'll start. Could you help me carry these bags? Of course, I can help you. Nice. Notice how both appear naturally together? Exactly. One polite request, one present ability.
Real English works like that constantly.
Honestly, today's topic seems small, but these tiny grammar choices completely change how natural your English sounds.
Completely agree. And once you start noticing can and could in films, podcasts, and conversations, you'll suddenly hear them everywhere.
That's true. Your brain starts recognizing emotional tone instead of only grammar rules.
Before we finish, let's quickly summarize.
Can usually talks about present ability, casual requests, or certainty.
While could often talks about past ability, polite requests, soft suggestions, or possibility.
And the biggest thing to remember is this. English is not only grammar. It's also feeling and tone.
Exactly. That's why native speakers choose words differently in different situations.
So don't stress about sounding perfect immediately.
Just keep listening, noticing patterns, and practicing naturally.
And honestly, your confidence will improve much faster than you think.
Before we go, tell us in the comments, what's one sentence you can make with could?
And if this episode helped you, please like the video, subscribe to English Chat Studio, and share it with someone learning English.
We've got many more real English conversation episodes coming soon.
Keep practicing,
Keep speaking.
and keep enjoying the process.
See you next time.